Oh, Captain Lewis.
The secretary said you might be home early.
Now, what do you want?
Some answers to a few questions about Alan Quartermain. So you thought your housekeeper broke your Mexican pottery cup?
Yeah, that's right, and I thought nothing of it. Could we move on? What else, huh?
All right, what about Alan Quartermain's parachute?
Oh, yes. How did it get in my warehouse? The answer to that is somebody put it there. I don't know who. I did not.
So you never saw it before?
I can't prove that I didn't know it was there. But believe me, Captain, if I had found that parachute first, I would have turned it over immediately to Chief Devane. Look, I am being set up, and it's an amateur job, too.
What about your conversation with Monica Quartermain on the tape? Amateur job?
No, not quite.
What about those words, that phrase you used? Once we get rid of Alan, amateur job?
Look, I was referring to Monica's divorce from Alan. Look, how many times do I have to answer the same questions? If you add them all up, I've been consistent. Now, as a rule, that usually goes hand in hand with the truth.
Well, there aren't too many rules where murder's concerned, Mr. Donnelly. You know, it's not exactly legal.
Well, I'll tell you something else. You know, this constant questioning of me borders right on police harassment. That's not exactly legal either.
There's a reason.
Oh, I would love to hear the reason.
My answer's got to be off the record.
Fine, you never said it. Now, what's the reason?
Anna Devane.
What about her?
She's trying to find something to clear you.
Oh, thank the Lord for Anna.
That's why I keep going over the old ground over and over again, trying to jog your memory so you remember something you forgot to tell us, something you overlooked. You know the routine.
Yeah, I know. I do.
Well, then you probably know as well as I do that Chief Devane's under a lot of pressure from the Quartermains to arrest you.
Yeah, I know. I also know that she's also under an awful lot of pressure from other so-called citizens groups.
Well, the fact is, she may not have any alternative, Mr. Donnelly.
Yeah, I know.
So, you want to go over these questions one more time?
Yeah, of course. Jake, I just told the doorman a while ago I didn't want any visitors.
Well, you'll see me. I am here, and I'm not leaving until I get some answers from you. I want to know why you've been avoiding me all week. What's going on?
When it comes right down to it, it's none of your damn.
It is my business. I represent Monica.
You know, that's just the point, isn't it? I'm under enough pressure from the police. I certainly don't need Monica's lawyer on my back, too.
Tough, Sean. I've got some questions, and I want some answers.
You and the rest of the world.
I want to show you something.
What?
It's a letter written by Alan to Monica before he died. Here, take a look.
I've already seen it. Monica shared it to me.
He makes quite a few accusations in here, Sean.
You know, all that letter proves is one great big lie. Monica knows that. I don't know why she didn't tell you.
Well, maybe she doesn't quite believe that it's all one big lie.
She knows me. She knows I'm not a violent man. Never have been, never will be. I would not have harmed a hair on Alan's head, except in self-defense.
What about Monica?
What do you mean, what about Monica? What is all this? I mean, you asking me whether or not I think that she killed Alan? Come on, you're her lawyer.
That's right, and I'll be your lawyer, too, if it comes down to it. But I've got to know what's coming down, Sean. I've got to know the truth. The truth from you and the truth from Monica. I mean, come on, Sean, let's face it. I stood there in my office and watched her attack Alan. She tried to choke him to death.
Oh, come on, Jake. She couldn't have done it in the first place. Alan is too big a man. And besides, he goaded her into it. I mean, don't you see where this is happening? He is setting us up. Doesn't anyone see that? Anyone?
I do see it. I see it as a possibility. I don't see it as fact.
There's nothing I can do about that.
Question.
Go ahead.
Is there any truth to Alan's accusations that you stole the Quartermain fortune?
Absolutely not. Did I dislike the man? Yeah, I disliked him. Did I kill him? No. Don't you see what's behind all this?
Tell me.
Alan flipped out, and now he's having the last laugh from the grave, trying to put me in jail if he can.
Well, Sean, I can't say that I knew Alan Quartermain very well as a man, but I can't believe that he was this devious.
Yeah, but there is a devious mind at work here. If it wasn't Alan's, maybe it was Edward Quartermain. Why doesn't Jimmy Lee call?
How should I know, Edward?
He's had plenty of time to confront Alan and find out what the devil he's up to.
You're turning red, Edward.
I'm about to turn purple.
Well, you have a heart problem, remember?
Look, my heart's fine. It's my stomach that's all tied up in knots.
Oh, come on, Edward. You know as well as I do that Jimmy Lee will call.
Well, why hasn't he?
Well, there could be all sorts of reasons. Maybe he hasn't had a chance to talk to Alan alone
You
yet.
know, I didn't like the way Alan sounded on the phone. So contented.
Well, I understand country life does that to people.
Oh, yeah, he's contented. I'm down here doing all the dirty work.
Need I remind you that I do a lot of that dirty work myself, Edward?
When it involves a good-looking man like Donnelly, you love it, Tiffany. We're very busy.
If it isn't television busy, it doesn't count.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, Edward. What is it?
Tiffany, I need to discuss a news story for my show tonight, the Quartermain thing.
What Quartermain thing?
I'll be with you in just a moment, okay? Edward, I suggest that you sit down and collect yourself. Otherwise, Jenny's going to wonder why you're in such a little snit.
Never in my life have I been in a snit. Snits are for little people.
Well, for that matter, Edward, I don't think that it's a good idea that we're in such frequent contact, at least until after I've made more headway with Sean.
Well, when's that going to happen, Tiffany? You know, this is important. Come on, let's get this show on the road.
This show is on the road, Edward. Now that Monica's out of town, nothing is in my way. Nothing.
Hey, Jake, I want to apologize for my attitude when you first came in here.
Oh, that's all right. I understand.
You know, with Monica gone in Switzerland, I get this strange feeling of isolation. I can only take so much of it, and then my finger gets all loused up.
Happens to all of us.
I hope you realize now that there could be forces working against me.
Yes, I do.
Jake, I told you the truth. The question is now whether or not you believe me.
If I believe Monica, it follows that I believe you. But like I said, I deal in the truth, Sean. And eventually the truth comes out.
Yeah, but if you want the real truth, I suggest you talk to Edward Quartermain.
Tiffany, I wish you'd knock.
Why should I, Edward? It's my office. I take it Jimmy Lee hasn't called, huh?
Of course he hasn't. You know, for 2 cents what I'd do.
Oh, Edward, for 2 cents you'd do almost anything.
I thank you not to make any gratuitous remarks. You know, we're supposed to be working together.
All right, all right. I just have to keep reminding myself of what a rogue you are, just in case I ever turn my back on you.
I was going to say, I'm just about ready to go up there and wring Alan's neck personally. It would wreck our plans, but boy, it sure would make me feel good. Yes?
This Tiffany Hill's office?
It is, but this is not Tiffany Hill.
It figures.
Jimmy Lee?
Right. How are you?
How am I? How do you think I am? I've been waiting hours for this call.
Well, I had a problem. This is the only phone in this town that's working. The other one is broken.
Where are you calling from now?
A little country store?
You mean where Alan works?
Yep.
Well, let me talk to him right now.
He can't be reached.
Wait a minute, I get it.
I was hoping you would.
You're not free to talk where you are, huh?
You got it, Dad.
Well, can you answer questions?
I was hoping you'd get around to asking those.
Were we right to be worried about Alan?
Yep.
Actually, he doesn't want to come home yet, huh?
If ever.
Oh, good Lord, this is even worse than I thought.
You're on the nose.
He's not going to hop when we say it's time to hop, huh?
I wouldn't count on it at the moment. How you getting along over there? How are things going?
We're not ready, not quite. What's that woman like there?
It's a beautiful day out here.
Oh, damn. All right, you get back here and we'll talk. Meanwhile, I'll think of something to speed things up here in Port Charles. Tiffany is ready for action.
Okay, but look, when I get back, I gotta find a place to live. Buzz is back from New York.
Don't worry, I have something in mind for you. You just get back here.
I'm on my way.
So I take it that Alan is dragging his feet.
Yeah, but he'll move as soon as he hears the tinkle of the Quartermain fortune being restored. Tiffany, we gotta move fast, and I've gotta be blunt. Have you figured out a way to get Donnelly committed to you? Wish the hell you'd stop tapping those fingers.
I'm thinking, please.
All right, then. Keep tapping.
I've got it.
You better tell me who you're calling.
I'm calling a friend of mine in Switzerland.
Not Boris, I
No,
hope.
it's not Boris. This one definitely owes me a favor.
Oh, you're going to call in your marker, huh?
That's right. I can guarantee you that by tonight, Sean will be through with Monica. Then the fun part of our little plot begins.